Hey, what's going on guys, Mixuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Esper control deck for Standard 2022. So the idea behind playing the Esper color combination is one, we have blue mana for card draw, counter magic, and most importantly, Alrund's Epiphanies. It also gives us access to Immrith and Mordekainen as sort of win cons and card advantage sources. We play white for mainly access to the best Wrath in the format in the form of Doomscar, but also Vanishing Verse, which is essentially the best 2-mana removal spell in the format. 2-mana, exile target monocolored permanent is really great. It's sort of the last holdover from actual standard where 2-mana removal is really good. It also lets us play Portable Hole, which I like as an answer to a lot of the classes. And we run black for access to even more removal, kind of less focused, like Soul Shatter, but also pretty good, and cards like Ebon Death Draco Lich that act as a win con, also Professor Onyx as a win con and card advantage engine. Also being in black gives you access to these less focused removal spells like Flunk and Power Word Kill, which I think are fine one-ofs, and a Bloodsea's Thirst, which, you know, can blow up a creature or a planeswalker. So this deck plays a lot like the Dimir control deck and the Azorius control deck that I showcased earlier in the week. It has a bunch of the same card choices, but fuses the best cards from both of those decks and puts them under one shell. The main cost for playing Esper is the mana base, but in all honesty, I found it a lot more manageable than I thought it otherwise would be. So we have 6 guaranteed tap lands in the form of Ice Tunnel and Glacial Floodplain. The rest of your mana base can enter untapped. Snarl enters untapped as long as you reveal a plains or a swamp, and keep in mind, Ice Tunnel and Floodplain are plains and swamps. I think this is better than the Campus just for that, because it can potentially enter untapped, but if you value the Scry ability, you can definitely just run the Campus. Also, if you wanted to add cards like Gravenlore or Blood on the Snow, you could just make this a Sinkhole, I think it's called. Basically, it's the Orzhov Snowland. The mana base is also workable because of all the pathways that we run. They really do help. You really only need double white on turn 3. You need double black way later in the game. Don't really feel too pressed to get it on turn 4 with the Draco Lich unless like there's really nothing going on in that game, like it's a control mirror or something along those lines. And double blue you only really need later as well. Technically you can get it down on turn 3, but really you need it on turn 5 and up and like 6 for Mordekainen or a Foretold Alrund's Epiphany. So yeah, we are mostly a blue deck, like blue-black at our core, but you do need to focus on double white if you have a Doomscar and are planning on wrathing the board. More untapped lands, sorry, we'll get back to the mana base. Hall of the Storm Giants, like you guys know, all the man lands can enter untapped. I'm thinking of bumping this up to 2 copies. There's a lot of control mirrors in low diamond because I feel like all the aggro players ended up just climbing straight to mythic, and now it's just us dirtily content creators and control, or like, you know, brewers, that type of thing. Control players and brewers, sorry. We also run 2 Divide by Zero, and honestly, I kind of want a way to get more Lurd into the deck. I like 2 Divide by Zero and 2 Sought Coming for the Esper list, just because it's less taxing on the mana. You don't need the double blue to cast it, and we have a pretty sweet Learn board. The fact that I have double Sciences and double Mascot Exhibition basically makes me want to have more Divide by Zero, but I'm not sure where I'd fit it in. Maybe like cutting a Flunk or something, or like a Bloodsea's Thirst or Portable Hole. I'm not sure. Anyways, the deck is fun. The deck is grindy. I've had all types of games with it. Games where I flat out, games where I get mana screwed, and games where the deck functions as intended. So guys, the deck list will be in the description down below as always. If you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's gonna be it for me guys, let's get into some games. Okay, 2 lands. We gotta draw some mana, but we're gonna keep it because we are on the draw with early removal and a Wrath against Ice Tunnel, so maybe our early removal and Wrath don't matter, and we will need these cards instead. And it looks like that's going to be true. So this is our only black source, and it doesn't seem like... Oh, that's not true. We have the Ice Tunnel. We're not super pressed for double white anymore. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out my pathways. I think this is still a white source. This is probably a black source, so we'll go with black first. Get our Esper colors down. Foretell Epiphany. Get that one down first. Because it's more expensive. Okay, Behold is pretty nice to have. I'm going to foretell the Sot coming. And play my tap land. I don't think there's anything to counter in the early turns of the game. I'm much more concerned with Planeswalkers and Epiphanies. Which is why I'm playing very passively right now. That's a card. Make another white. And foretell the Behold. Pass the turn. Okay. All these foretell spells are really good in the control mirror. Let's see if we can draw some cards. Opponent will not let me draw any cards. Okay, that's one counter out of them. And we miss land. Unfortunate. I foretell. And pass the turn. They foretell. Let's go. No land 4 for you either. No land 4 for you either. Perfect. Just keep foretelling your spells. This is the matchup where I wish I had 4 Sod Comings, but we don't, so... You know what? They countered my card draw spell, I'm gonna counter theirs. We hit land 5 and they didn't, meaning they're digging for mana. And if they dig on their main phase and I draw untapped land, we don't. No such luck. Never mind. Then I was gonna say we can start slamming Epiphanies or Mordekainens or stuff like that. Other Behold. Alright. Well, that's pretty good. And we just have a handful of necessary removal for the format. At least Vanishing Verse can take out Planeswalkers. Okay, opponent caught up on mana. What are they going to do about it? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely freaking nothing, you guys. So, they're on 5. If they have Counterspell into Alrund's Epiphany, we're just so far behind. But if I'm not playing the Alrund's Epiphanies, they can potentially be getting further ahead on cards. I don't love this spot at all. But their Dimir control, they probably have multiple card draw spells. I mean, how many more Beholds can they have? And it's not like I have any counter magic, so if they go for an Epiphany, that's it. So I'm going to start with an Epiphany instead of a Mordekainen. I have 2 Epiphanies and 1 Mordekainen. I kind of want it on the board so I can just sift through my removal that isn't very good in the matchup. And there's land 6, like a charm. Opponent foretells. I hope their hand is full of just bad sweepers. So now we have Divide by 0, which changes things a little bit. It's an actual piece of interaction. Right now we've seen 1 negate and 1 saw it coming. Alright, I'm gonna pass. Hold open my Divide by 0. And my Vanishing Verse, technically. Now they can hard cast. They just passed the turn. Make more blue mana. We're on 7. I think we just got to keep passing. I can use the Divide as a pseudo counterspell. And as long as I don't play anything, they're going to be scared to play stuff. Okay. Okay, 1 more turn, and I'm happy to play Mordekainen or Alrund's Epiphany. And I say 1 more turn, I want 1 more mana. Professor Onyx. Honestly, that's okay. They're gonna get to draw 1 card off of it, and I'm gonna be able to Vanishing Verse it away. You know what? Do I let them make this choice? I think so. I think I let them do this, and then if they counter my Vanishing Verse, I can just Bloodchief's Thirst it next turn. So I guess that's the good part about having Vanishing Verse in these control matchups. See, yeah, they could have taken all those counter spells. Those were really good in the match. That must have been a freaking insane Liliana plus. And they counter my Vanishing Verse. That's completely fine with me. I could divide it to my hand and then just cast it again, but I think we're okay. I'm down to hold this. We find another one, which is hilarious. So, Alderun's Epiphany into Vanishing Verse into Mordekainen. Doesn't seem bad. We do have 4 Vanishing Verses, so I'm not completely surprised we drew another. I was really hoping for untapped land, and maybe we can find it. So we're gonna plus the Mordekainen.
Oh, look, the entire multiverse is my
Okay,
library.
let's drop off the Portable Hole. I don't think it's gonna do all that much in the matchup. Do I foretell this Epiphany? I'm gonna bluff and not foretell it. Just like pretend I have a foretold Sot coming.
I'll be in
Okay.
my tower.
4 mana,
Follow me.
exile Mordekainen. Doesn't look as great as my 2 mana exile Mordekainen. Okay. So I could play my own Liliana. I can go for an extra turn, or I could just double foretell, chill with the Divide by 0 in my hand. Let's double foretell. And that makes it look like we have more counter magic as well. The opponent knows we're playing foretell counter spells. And Auto Tapper has left us open a ton of blue mana. Also the white mana, which I'm guessing is for the Doomscar. Yeah, that's completely fine. 4 mana, kill 2 birds. We are completely okay with. Okay, so do I get this down? Or am I trying to get this down? I'll have 3 mana to fight with either way. I think I go for the Liliana. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. They divide by 0. I could divide their divide. But if they're dividing by 0, they probably don't have a better counterspell. But that means they can just divide it again during my turn. Interesting spot. Okay, I think that's fine. We don't actually lose our Liliana. And the opponent's probably gonna learn for like a mascot exhibition. Yeah, there it is. Which we can Wrath away. This has been an interesting game. If I Disdainful Stroke the mascot exhibition, you think they'll fight over it? I think I'm gonna divide it. Use all of our mana, fetch my own exhibition. I could also fetch Teachings. Let's fetch a mascot exhibition. Alderun's Epiphany, Liliana. Ton of options here. I really do like getting Liliana down, because if the opponent plays mascot exhibition afterwards, then we can Wrath it. Okay. Other counterspell down, and we can pass the turn. So how many sought comings is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all of them. 2 negates, 2 beholds. Okay, the opponent cannot have much counter magic left. And we have a bunch of stuff they need to counter. Let's say no to Mordekainen. Do they really have more negate? There's no way, right? They divide my disdainful stroke. Okay. I understand. But at least they're tapped out.
I would run if I were you.
So this makes them sacrifice a creature. I could also just plus my Liliana. All runs Epiphany. Attack the Mordekainen a little bit. What's the best play? I really like getting my Liliana down, but then this takes it out. But we can also Disdainful Stroke to confront the past. Wait, can we? If X is a lot? But we can't. If it's exiled, they can't do anything about it. Honestly, this is such a tough call. Okay, sorry about the tank, guys. We have 7 mana and I'm trying to make the most use out of it. Okay, I'm gonna play Liliana. Get her down. We can make them sacrifice this, but we also have the Bloodchief's Thirst. I think we just plus. Soul Shatter. Soul Shatter. That makes them take out the Mordekainen. But we could also find untapped land. Tough calls, guys. Tough calls. Alright. Let's just grab the Black Source for the Bloodchief's Thirst.
I have impeccable study habits.
Blow that up. Drain them a little bit. I think we hold open Disdainful Stroke here. Maybe I should have just taken the Soul Shatter, but I think letting them draw one time with Mordekainen is fine. Especially since they know I'm holding open a Disdainful Stroke. Ooh, that's a problem. Well, that we can actually answer that with the Vanishing Verse. And now I'm pretty sure they still have a Mascot Exhibition in hand. I won't counter it, we have Doomscar. And we have 10 mana, so we can go Doomscar into Ulrun's Epiphany if they want to tap 7. Because we do know they're super low on counter magic. I really don't even know how much more they can play. Graven Lore, that's a counter. No 5 mana draw, 5 for you. Or 5 mana draw of 3, sorry. They have 4 mana left over. Opponent's at 13. They take out my Liliana, okay. So, I mean, we also have to deal with this Hall of the Storm Giants. So what, that's 2 Lilianas down, and a Mordekainen down. I'm in trouble, guys. What else do we have in the deck? Some Ulrun's Epiphanies and some Imriths? Not great. We have this Mascot Exhibition. They still have the Mordekainen. I really want to hold open removal for this land. I don't want to commit to the board too heavily. I think we play Epiphany. I think I have to draw a little bit better for this to work out. And we have enough chump blockers. I don't think they can keep Mordekainen.
You're a fool if you think I'll stay.
Soul Shatter is an answer to the land. So, 1 attack. I'm going to bluff that I don't have an answer. We have an answer for their Mascot Exhibition. Behold the Multiverse. Okay. So what are good draws? Divide by Zero is a good draw. Saw It Coming is a good draw. Behold the Multiverse. Ebon Death. Ibmrith. Alrund's Epiphany. The Giant Land is a good draw. I have a lot of anti-aggro tools in my deck. Okay, I guess we're doing nothing. Alright. Let's put them on a real clock. 6-turn clock. 5-turn clock. And I'm not doing anything. I'm holding open these removal spells. Poison the Cup of Bird. That's fine. I don't want them to wrath away a whole mascot exhibition, and I'm pretty sure they have a Shadow's Verdict in hand. Based on how the game has been played. Their deck seems a lot greedier and a lot less tuned to aggro. There. Mascot exhibition down. We have 2 Doomskars. We knew that was coming. We have 3 Doomskars. Let's see if I can get a free attack in. A free point of damage. Might end up mattering. So I can use this Doomskar and then hold open some of my interaction, or I can go for this Doomskar into a mascot exhibition. I think that's fine, right? I Wrath. They let it resolve. I don't love this because I don't get to hold open any of my interaction. So maybe we just foretell other Doomskar, pretend it's counter magic. I know, very defensive stance, but if they want to animate the Hall, I can go for a Soul Shatter at least. I'm gonna make them attack so they have less mana to tap. And we go for the Soul Shatter. Okay, land down. And let's go for the mascot exhibition now. Or tell this to behold the multiverse. And pass the turn. Alright. Not bad. Board created. I mean, I would not be surprised to see a Shadow's Verdict or a Blood on the Snow. Shadow's Verdict, yeah. Makes sense. We have our Wrath for their board, they have theirs. Let's draw some cards. No and no. Imrith. Let's play the dragon. And say go. I mean, they have plenty of mana. Poison the Cup, Ward 4. It's gonna cost you everything you have. Okay. I wonder how many more win cons the opponent has. That's 1 hull down. That's a mascot exhibition. Professor Onyx and Mordekainen, they probably have some more of those, I'd presume. I mean, we pass. There's not much else we can do. We're holding open all the removal spells. Okay. More tap lands. 12 more lands, so like half my deck is land. That's good. I kind of wish we had this earlier in the game. Just as a way to pressure our opponent. But them having to constantly remove this and me having all this removal is pretty sweet. I forgot to mention this is also a good draw. Please no Baleful Mastery. Oh my, you know what? I'm going to flunk my own creature to make sure it ends up in the graveyard. Or at that stage in the game. Saw it coming. There is a argument not to foretell it in case they want to use like Gravenlaw on my turn. But I think we're okay. Alright, they animate their land. We're gonna make them attack. Power word kill, baby. The one of coming through. I pay the ward. Blow it up. And we can flash back the dragon. Okay, Ebon Death is back. Flunk. Flunk is okay. It doesn't get exiled, so that's fine. Oh, I don't have a 4th mana. I can't reanimate it. Unfortunate. Alright, let's pass the turn. Long game, guys. Still have Graven Lore? No. No card draw. Second saw it coming. Coming in clutch. 12 lands. That's like most of my deck. Yeah. That's not too surprising. Okay. We know 2 of them are at the bottom. Behold the Multiverse. Is the opponent really on 4 Behold the Multiverse? 1, 2, 3, 4, I think? Yeah. Another Mordekainen, okay. They make the illusion, which, I mean, I'm actually pretty happy about that. I can Wrath it, and then bring back my Lich. Okay, second Mordekainen down. That's typically the Planeswalker suite that these decks run. I Wrath. Bring back the dragon. And I'm gonna hold land. I want to pretend I actually drew something relevant. Okay. I should not have been on auto passing there. You get very punished. I could have had that back. Okay, I play Imrith. You know what? We're gonna get off auto passing now. Yep. And that's why we get off auto passing. Play the Ebon Death. So I should have had this on the board last turn. That could really come back to bite us in the ass. Flunk. Okay, man. Hall. Finally, relevant land. Okay. I mean, at this stage in the game, it will enter tapped. We have quite a few more lands than 2. I'm so mad at myself for being on auto passing. Okay. Let's go. I power up my land. Poison the cup. Poison the cup. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to reanimate Ebon Death. Which is why we keep 1 copy in our decks. It's just a really solid win con against a ton of matchups. As long as there's creatures to remove, it can be a win condition. 3rd Hall of the Storm Giants. It's getting exhausting. Do I even have an answer to that? I have a Soul Shatter. Uh-oh. Guys. Guys. We can only survive 3 hits from this thing. There's only like a couple spells left in my deck. The rest is land. There it is. There's the Soul Shatter. Okay, a turn late, but it's fine. This is a game, alright. Make the opponent's attack. They'll have less mana. I mean, they have a divide by 0. They learn. What are you gonna learn for? Fractal? That's fine. I can Wrath of Fractal away. Okay, Soul Shatter again. And we reanimate the Draco Lich. Alright, more land. Let's get in there. Hold the land one time. Crippling Fear. Okay. Into Fractal, I'm guessing. How big can you make your Fractal? Are they just gonna pump all their mana into it? If they are, I can go for a Doomscar. Keep in mind, I also have an Alrund's Epiphany in the deck. I Doomscar. Oh no. Please no negate. It resolves! Nice. Okay, we reanimate the dragon. Play tap land. Sorry, I keep looking at my deck. We have 2 lands at the bottom, so there's 3 lands in this top 7, and there's a portable hole. Uh-oh, Blood on the Snow. I feel like we exiled all their stuff. We really exiled all their stuff. Okay. I mean, more black is fine. We have a ton of blue. So there's only 2 more lands in our top couple cards. That's one of them. And the last 2 lands are at the bottom. Sorry, now the last 2 lands are at the bottom. So we have a Negate, a Divide by 0, a Doomscar, and an Alrund's Epiphany. Of course we draw the Doomscar. Who's gonna deck first? My opponent will deck first. Nice. Control mirrors, guys. What can I say? I mean, 5 cards in library, opponent got 3. Negate and Divide by 0. So this last card before all the scries is an Alrund's Epiphany. Do I even take the extra turn? I don't even think so. I'm gonna make them kill me. They're gonna deck first. Oh my god, are we really going to a deck out? Good game. Opponent on no win cons loses the game. That's too funny. I'm not even gonna cast the Epiphany. We decked the opponent. Yes. That's actually so cheese. Like, I don't even know what to tell you guys. If you sat through this, crazy props to you.